Hello, everybody, and welcome back to week 2, day 2, and segment 2. I just had to say that. 222. I hope you found the PowerPoint presentation helpful for segment 1. And so now I would like for us to continue with segment 2, and I will point to, in the background, I'll point to our goals for the remaining 2 segments for today. So today is April 14th, the day I'm actually filming. Hopefully you'll be able to view the videos tomorrow or the next day. And so, as I mentioned, we are week 2, day 2, and segment 2, April 14th. So for segment 1 today, we finished part 2 of the PowerPoint presentation, introducing some new vocabulary, some cultural information relating to work, and also some idioms that I hope will be useful and interesting for us to practice in the future. So right now for segment 2, we are going to look at lessons A and B in Unit 8. For segment 3 next, we will look at lesson C in Unit 8. So this is our plan for the rest of classes today. So if you have your green book, let me grab mine. If you have your green Ventures 3 student book, we are beginning on page 97. So I'm going to hold the page up here, Unit 8 work, as you can see here. And we will start with lesson A for some listening practice. So before we listen, let's take a moment to skim the second exercise on the top of page 97. So it's a good idea to always skim the questions first, whether we are doing reading or listening. So if we do this, we can have a listening goal. So part A, listen and answer the questions. Number 1, who are the speakers? How many people do you think will be talking? Number 2, what are they talking about? Okay, let's look at the chart below. We can see on the left side there is the topic column. Now on the right we have one clue, Tony's answers. So we know that one of the speakers is named Tony. And we have one answer already. So number 1, job he is applying for. And the answer is shipping and receiving clerk. Okay, clerk is another word for worker, essentially. Shipping and receiving. I think that these days, shipping and receiving clerks are quite busy, don't you? Okay, the second topic, we have native country. Third, current job. Number 4, strengths. There's one of the vocab words that we learned earlier. 5, shift he prefers. Shift, what's that? This is the hours that you work. It's maybe the same in your country. Common work shifts in the US might be, 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. Or you might have an overnight shift. We might call it the red eye shift because your eyes get so tired from working at night. Okay, we have skimmed a little bit. And if you notice on the first page, we had some pictures here. And so what do you notice there? Where is it? We have community college right here. At the top, this part we have, looks like an office door, human resources. Number 2 picture, Mr. Leong. Looks like he's looking at a resume, don't you think? The third picture, we can see Tony. He appears to be talking with some children, looking at an iPad. Number 4, we have the community college. And number 5 picture, we can see a copy machine. So, what's going on? Do you have any predictions about the listening topic? Before we listen, let's take a quick moment to look below at the gray box, because during the PowerPoint presentation, I introduced all of these words. So once again, let's listen and repeat. Background, degree, employed, gets along, interview, personnel, reliable, and strengths. All right, so remember what these mean. See if you can pull up the memory from that PowerPoint presentation. All right, so I will give you a listening challenge. See if you can hear the vocabulary. And I will play for us one time using this cue reader at the top of the page. However, please listen again. Listen again as many times as you want, okay? We're not doing a test, so you can practice all that you need to. Are you ready? How about we listen one time together. I'm going to put my speaker toward the screen. Okay, good luck. Let's listen.
Unit 8, Work. Page 97, Exercises 2A and 2B.
Good morning, Tony. Thanks for coming in. I'm Ken Leong, Personnel Manager for the company.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Leong.
So, I have your resume right here, and I understand you're interested in the job of shipping and receiving clerk.
Yes, that's right. I'm applying for the shipping and receiving clerk position.
Okay. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure. Go ahead.
First of all, could you tell me a little about your background? Where are you from? What kind of work have you done?
Well, I was born in Peru and lived there for 18 years. I finished high school there, and then I came here with my family. I've been living here for 2 years.
Okay. And are you currently employed?
Sorry?
Are you working now?
Yes. I've been working part-time as a teacher's assistant at an elementary school for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also going to community college at night. I want to get a degree in accounting.
Oh, that's good. What office machines can you use?
I can use a computer, a fax machine, a scanner, and a copying machine.
Excellent. Those skills will be useful in this job. You'll need to take inventory and order supplies. Now, Tony, can you tell me about some of your strengths?
Excuse me?
Your strengths, your personal qualities. What makes you a good person for this job?
Well, I'm very responsible and reliable. If I have a deadline, I come in early or stay late to finish the job.
Uh-huh.
Also, I get along with everyone. I never have problems working with people. I like everyone and they like me.
That's great. Can you work any shift?
Well, I prefer the day shift because I have classes at night.
Okay, Tony. There's going to be an opening in the day shift soon. I'll get back to you next week sometime.
Thank you, Mr. Leong. I appreciate that. It was nice to meet you.
You too. I'll give you a call.
Okay, I'm going to pause there. Luckily, this listening exercise is a little bit shorter than normal. Did you hear all the vocabulary? I'm just curious if you could hear those. I want to point out something else, and then I would like us to listen again together because in this listening, we have a small example of some of the grammar that we are going to look at in lesson B today and lesson C. So in the past, we have talked about the words for and since. Do you remember that? Especially relating to present perfect tense. So in this chapter, we are going to talk about present perfect progressive, or PPP, I like to say. Another name for that is present perfect continuous tense. So with that tense, we often have the words for and since. So later, I'm going to introduce that again. But I want to challenge you. In the listening topic, did you notice the words for and since when Tony was answering? Okay. Now, he said, I've been working here for, I've been living here for, or since. See if you can catch it. And then he mentioned for blank years. All right. Let's listen once more and have a different goal. Listen for the words for or since, and then the phrase, I've been working here or I've been living here, and catch the answer. Are you ready? One more time. Sorry.
Unit 8. Work. Page 97. Exercises 2A and 2B.
Good morning, Tony. Thanks for coming in. I'm Ken Leong, personnel manager for the company.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Leon.
So, I have your resume right here, and I understand you're interested in the job of shipping and receiving clerk.
Yes, that's right. I'm applying for the shipping and receiving clerk position.
Okay. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure. Go ahead.
First of all, could you tell me a little about your background? Where are you from? What kind of work have you done?
Well, I was born in Peru and lived there for 18 years. I finished high school there and then I came here with my family. I've been living here for 2 years.
Okay. And are you currently employed?
Sorry?
Are you working now?
Yes. I've been working part-time as a teacher's assistant at an elementary school for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also going to community college at night. I want to get a degree in accounting.
Oh, that's good. What office machines can you use?
I can use a computer, a fax machine, a scanner, and a copying machine.
Excellent. Those skills will be useful in this job. You'll need to take inventory and order supplies. Now, Tony, can you tell me about some of your strengths?
Excuse me?
Your strengths, your personal qualities. What makes you a good person for this job?
Well, I'm very responsible and reliable. If I have a deadline, I come in early or stay late to finish the job.
Uh-huh.
Also, I get along with everyone. I never have problems working with people. I like everyone and they like me.
That's great. Can you work any shift?
Well, I prefer the day shift because I have classes at night.
Okay, Tony. There's going to be an opening in the day shift soon. I'll get back to you next week sometime.
Thank you, Mr. Leon. I appreciate that. It was nice to meet you.
You too. I'll give you a call.
Okay, pause. All right. Did you hear the word for and a number. Unfortunately, I can't hear your answer, but Tony mentioned how long that he has lived here. Did you hear the number 18? I believe he said for 18 years. Let's see. Anything else that you could hear? Did you hear the word for or since? Did you notice the word background? What about personnel? Okay. So at this moment, let's go up to the top of the page and let's try to check together. Check these answers. Number 1, we have the answer. Number 2, where is Tony from? Did you catch it? He's from the country of Peru. Peru. So his native language is Spanish. All right, number 3, does he have a job? Is he employed? Currently employed? Did you catch it? He is a teacher's assistant. Number 4, Mr. Leong asked Tony, do you have any strengths? And Tony said, excuse me? He didn't know the meaning of strengths, but you know the meaning. It's our vocab word. Something good that he is able to do. And he said, I am responsible and, vocab word, reliable. Responsible and reliable. Number 5, the topic is, what shift does he prefer? Does he like night or day? And like most people, he said day. He prefers the day shift. All right, I agree with him. How about you? So, did you catch the answers? And more importantly, did you hear vocabulary? They use the word reliable, strengths, interview. Who is the interviewer? Mr. Leong, Leong. Yes. And does he get along with people? Does Tony mention about that? And yes, I think so. Okay, so once again, I encourage you to listen at home and give yourself a new listening goal. Perhaps you can listen for numbers. Perhaps you can listen for transitional words. So I hope it will be good practice for you. So let's go to the next exercise below, exercise 3. And we have some fill in the blank sentences to practice vocabulary. At this time, can you pause the video and try to answer by yourself? And we will come back and check together. Okay, let's pause for a moment. Okay, now let's check and see how did you do. Are you ready? I will read it. You follow along. I will pause for the answer. If you have a guess, say it out loud, even though I can't hear you. And then I will give the answer that you can check. Okay, I'm sorry. There goes the alarm. Time goes fast. So let's do this quickly, and then we will stop for segment 1. Tony has been working as a teacher's assistant for about a year. He is also going to college part-time to get a degree in accounting. We have the answer. Right now, Tony is at a job interview with Mr. Leung, and I use this in the PowerPoint, personnel manager. Next paragraph. Mr. Leung asks about Tony's background. Tony says he is from Peru and has been living in the United States for 2 years. Here's the answer. Next, Mr. Leung asks about Tony's work experience, and Tony says that he is, what's another word for working, employed at a school. Finally, Mr. Leung asks about Tony's personal strengths. Tony says he is responsible and, another R word, reliable. And he, if you notice after the blank, with everybody. I mentioned during the vocab lesson that this phrasal verb is often connecting with the word with. He gets along with everybody. Mr. Leung says he will contact Tony next week. How did you do? Did you get 100% correct on this fill in the blank? So this is the end of Lesson A and Segment 2. I would like to challenge you to practice, of course. So perhaps you can make some sentences in a notebook or call a friend. If you feel comfortable or have any other contact information for other classmates, I think a good idea would be to choose a conversation partner for these online classes. Exchange your information and call each other or do a video chat after each lesson. You could share homework, practice together, share ideas and opinions. When we have the communicate exercises, you could also do this together. So, who could you ask to be a partner? Okay, that's one suggestion I have for you. Let's pause here and we will come back in a few moments for segment 3. See you later.